Hey awesome friends, I am Awesome Danny and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about this guy right here. This is the Moondrop Starfield II. First one was so good it got a sequel. So before we get into it, I want to thank Apos Audio for letting me borrow the Starfield 2 in order to make this video. Thank you Apos for supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right to it because it's late and I am tired and I want to go to bed. So Starfield 2 comes in at $109.99 for a single dynamic driver set. Unboxing is very nice. It's a nice presentation, a little excessive, kind of some wasted space. Look at this box, kind of big, and then you open it, it's like IEM's case with the cable and then like a bunch of other stuff over here that's not accessories. There's actually quite a low amount of accessories here. IEMs themselves are in the box. You get the case, which is plain, simple, but nice. It's an elegant case. Feels like leather. You get the cable, which is pretty. It matches the set, the theme, everything's very nice here. I like Moondrop's goals and execution on aesthetics for their sets, but this cable sucks. It is pretty stiff. It is quite hefty. It feels on the heavier side, and it's not very malleable. Like I mentioned, it's stiff, it holds memory, and it kinks easy. But it's very pretty. You know, it's just not fun to use. Just like me. And then you also get a set of silicone ear tips, small, medium, and large, and that's it. No spring tips. Moondrop, why did you stop putting spring tips in all your sets? Like, that's like an excuse. You know, people cope their purchases all the time. They'll look at a set and be like, hey, but this accessory costs this much and this accessory costs this much, so the IM is actually this much. I'll buy it. Bring spring tips back. So the IMs themselves are built very well. It is Moondrop, so we don't know how the paint holds up. If you're watching this and you have Starfield 2 or know somebody who has had it for a while, let me know in the comments, how did the paint hold up? But like I was saying, the shell is very beautiful. It fits very well, kind of disappears in my ear. It's on, I guess, the medium smaller side. So overall, unboxing, presentation, build, accessories, it was okay. Low quantity on the accessories. I wish there was more, but quality feels fine. It's just annoying to use the cable. Also, there's little base ports on the shell, and there's supposed to be little plugs to plug those ports. I did not get them in this box, so I couldn't test them. But supposedly, if you plug them, base go up. I'm not sure. Sorry. So let's go ahead and get into some sound impressions. Well, if you've seen the graph for the set, it is very scary. You look at this graph and you're like, whoa, what is that big, huge thing sticking out from the middle right there? Let's go over some keywords for the set. It is sharp. I would consider it shouty. It's also unbalanced and quite aggressive. Those are my keywords. So bass is front-ended, more focused on the impact and the mid-bass presence, less so on the rumble. It actually hard to hear the rumble sometimes based on the volume I can get it to, because if you go over to the mids, there's that huge gain. They can be shouty. It wasn't too bad for me, honestly, but once you get into the mid treble, it is very intense, and that's what gave it that sharpness, that metallic sheen, and just overall ended up being very harsh. And then after that, treble's okay. There's still some peaks later on in the treble, so it's quite sizzly too, not just, you know, intense, but that wasn't as bad. It really wasn't. Like, if the upper mids and the mid treble on this was toned down a little bit, I feel like it would be a really good set, because when you get into the technicalities, it sounds very capable. Like, this driver can do things. It does a good job. There was decent separation. Imaging was very aggressive. It really tried to pull your attention. All of those sounds that you associate with the upper mid range were ahead of the mix. So very pronounced, like female vocals, electric guitar, synths, those kind of things. Timbre was not quite authentic, but not completely bad either. It was just in between. Separation was fine. Dynamics were okay. Again, it's just there's so much upper mid-range. Anything in the mid-range just felt extremely emphasized. So we're going to compare it to the original Starfield. So original Starfield is not as technically capable. Techs go to the new one, but it is more tonally balanced. So things sounded more correct and a little bit more bearable. It wasn't too intense, and it was already considered, you know, something kind of bright and shouty. They're both just as pretty and well built. They're built pretty much the exact same. So that brings me to the rec rating. Starfield II, $109. It gets a rec rating of 1 from me. So I believe the tuning is not a safe recommendation just based on the tuning alone. It's going to be more of a niche tuning. Not everybody's going to be able to just pick these up and listen to them comfortably. Lots of intensity. It might do better depending on the genres, but with my, you know, usual weeb music and library, it was just too much. There's also a low amount of accessories here. It's not like I expect a lot more, but it just felt like at least throw in another set of ear tips, maybe spring tips, bring them back. Build is great. Again, we don't know how the paint's going to hold up because I haven't had these that long, but overall build is solid. Feels like everything is a solid piece and put together well. And techs are good. They're pretty good. But that's it. Starfield number 2. Rec rating 1. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps the feel good chemicals in my brain. Well, that's it, guys. I am Awesome Danny. Until next time, you stay awesome, friends. Bye.
Sunny's pulse so soft and white, quiet steps in the moonlight.